Hello, hello. Good morning. It is December 23rd, Monday. Little
It's
Sunday recap
almost
for you.
here.
Almost here. It's almost Christmas time. We're going to miss you with our Wednesday episode here. AJ and I are here for a Week 16 recap of some NFL first round of college football playoffs for this weekend.
Sure
Um,
was.
so, football heavy weekend. Of course, you are more excited for ice fishing than you are for football right now. That is your
Yeah,
primary focus. You would rather be on the lake right now, even in 15-degree weather.
yeah. I was on the lake before this, so
Yeah.
you're
I got a
absolutely
snap,
right.
very post show or pre show that was very close to showtime, and AJ was on the ice and still on time. He does what he needs to do, and
Yeah,
still on time.
I uh, I was just checking some ice thickness and figured I drilled the hole. Why not stand here and fish for a few minutes?
You
So
know we like him thick.
we do like them thick. You're right.
Yeah, facts. Both.
Well, we'll kick us off though. Hop right into it. College football, first round of the playoffs, of a 12-team playoff ever for college
First
football.
thoughts. First thoughts.
Uh,
I'm
I
curious
think
to
it
see as
went.
me with a new fan, like how you feel about it.
So I think it went as expected. I home team won all of the games. Um, just kind of like it makes you wish for more. I think with a lot of the scores, um, specifically Tennessee. I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day, especially after the game. Um, I feel like it's because the algorithm knows that I hate Ohio State based on all the Michigan stuff that I shared after Michigan beat them. So that's why
Probably.
I saw all the Tennessee stuff. But Tennessee talked a lot of shit to come out and look like the Akron Zips in Ohio
Yeah,
Stadium.
it was
Like
rough.
it was,
Everyone talking about it being like not a home field advantage and all that other shit. Like we were joking around about like the red lights making the orange shirts look red as being
yeah,
an extra home game for Ohio State. Like it actually kind of was. Like they just ran away with it. Like
dude. They,
from the jump, and then like there was like a little bit of light from Tennessee, and then it just got shut back down. Like there was this
if
little glimpse of like, okay, they're still down three scores, but maybe. And then it just was like, okay, no, never mind. Fuck that. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was looking at.
if you're an Ohio State fan, you got to be pretty pissed off now with the Michigan game. Because
Yeah,
if
that
you
it's gonna
if you
be the
played like that
MO of the
against
season.
Michigan, then you're in the Big Ten championship, and you could have gone toe to toe with Oregon, just like Penn State did, and
And
maybe you
ended
get
up
the
with a
outcome,
bye or whatever.
right?
It
And
wasn't
maybe
looking
you're
like a
now the
bye,
one
but
seed instead of
of Oregon at the one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Either
mean
way,
they get their redemption game now though. They do have to go play Oregon.
yeah.
I
Interesting
forget
to
what bowl
see.
game it is, but they're gonna go play in a bowl game
Yeah, who
against
cares?
Oregon.
It's silly, but yeah, that was pretty much my initial thoughts. Where I was like, okay, like my number one problem, point disparity, like that, like everyone got blown out,
Yeah,
and then
some of the
it was
games the
like,
final score is a little bit closer than the actual game was because of some late touchdowns by the
to
opposing
which
team.
game?
Uh, honestly, the both Indiana, Notre Dame, and Clemson,
Yep.
Texas,
Yeah.
like
That's yeah.
both of
It
those
was
games were
worse than
never
what it looked like.
games,
Yeah.
but the
No.
scores make
No.
it look like oh they might have been good games
No.
and
It
like
really
got
was
away in the
not.
final
Yeah.
minutes. No, no,
No.
no. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was yeah, it was bad.
Blowout city from the start. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much is like it's one of those things where like I was like, all right, well, what's the problem? The problem is that like good teams are playing bad teams. It's kind of how the first round's supposed to go. How do you fix it? You really don't. You let in less teams, and then right away I caught myself saying that, and I was like, ooh, don't say that out loud. I was like, I'm in favor of the 12-team playoffs. I don't want to let anybody hear me say that we should only like
Yeah,
8 this year or something. But no, I mean I like it. I think that yeah, like one of the biggest issues with the biggest point spread difference being Ohio State, like the best team should be the top four, period, blah blah blah. So like it would have been Boise State and Tennessee or Boise
right.
State and Penn State and then SMU and Tennessee. So then Tennessee and Penn State still would have got handily wins more than likely. But well, I guess not with Boise State technically, but
Right.
probably because they're a
We'll find
3
out.
seed, but
Yeah.
not really. So like yeah, so I guess yeah, I think that like re-ranking and or also reseeding after the first round, like whatever, who cares where you line
Yeah.
up, whatever you play, just do a generic reseeding. Let the number one seed benefit and play the worst team that gets in. Like that way, those teams are. It sucks to be a low seed fighting your way in and scrapping on the road because now you got to go play them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it honestly though, I think it gets better. I think each year they figured out a little bit more and more.
For sure.
Even if they go to 16 or whatever, like I'm not mad at that. Like I don't know that they should go much bigger than
Yeah,
that.
I don't see
But
them expanding anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the 16 always just talked about just because that's like a normal number, but then there's no buys, and so
Right.
like now it gets weird, and so so again like that then leaves up that college basketball feel where the 16 seed can sweep a 1 year, and it's just I mean it'd be broken in 4-1s and 1-4s or whatever, but still
Yeah.
like it leaves the opportunity for a 16 overall seed to sweep a one, and then now what? So
Right.
but yeah, I mean it was fun.
I
It was
just
college football, and
I just
I
looked up.
was
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just looked up and saw Tampa Bay has third and 40. Like what?
yeah I don't know how the hell that happened.
Like
Damn!
yeah, that
And
dude
then
just
Baker
got
just
laid
got this
out.
guy killed.
Like
Yeah, we're watching Cowboys Bucks right now. Cowboys up with the lead 23-14 with 9 minutes to go in the third. Bucks have 4th and 40 right now playing Madden shit.
yeah,
That
I
dude looks
just
like he doesn't even know where he is. Holy
yeah.
shit.
But yeah, anyways, I'll just run through the final scores here, the college football games. Friday night, we had Notre Dame 27, Indiana 17. Um, it was not as close as that sounds. It
No,
was 17-3 at half, I think.
Indiana
And
did not put up as much of a fight as we were hoping.
yeah. And then Sunday, or Saturday rather, they started the day with Penn State blowing out SMU 38-10. Then Texas took down Clemson 38-24, and then we finished the night with Ohio State taking down Tennessee 42-17. So just kind of
And there was an
one of
onside
those
kick in
games.
that game too. In the
Yeah,
Indiana Notre Dame game, that was the one where there was an onside kick, and like there was this last
yeah,
second touchdown. And then it was
right,
like, shit, they might get away with this. Then they
right,
scored,
yeah,
and it was like they could really come back. And then it just was like, what it was. What was I thinking? Like,
yeah,
it just
right.
Notre Dame wanted to piss away the last minute and a half, and that was about it. But
So that
yeah,
leaves
no,
us with the
exciting.
next matchups being Penn State is in the Fiesta Bowl against Boise State. Texas goes to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl to take on Arizona State.
Wild.
Ohio State goes to the Rose Bowl to take on Oregon, and Notre Dame goes to the All-State Sugar Bowl to take on Georgia. So these games
They're
are exciting.
all. Was it December 31st and January 1st?
The only game is that's the 31st is Penn State Boise
Boise
State.
State. So that's
Yeah,
on New Year's
and then
Eve,
they're
and
yeah, and
then
then they're
everything else New
Wednesdays.
Year's Day.
Yeah,
Okay. Damn, it sucks. 9 days for football. Fucking A. I hate the
yeah,
two
but
weeks.
you get a whole
I
bunch
know. I
of
get it.
NFL
I
in
get it. I
between.
get it. I just and it's the holidays and shit. Like,
Yeah,
it makes sense. I hate when there's not football on. Like I just hate waking up on Sunday. Like that's one of my favorite memes to share every summer where it's like, guess who's tired of waking up on Sundays without football? This guy. Like I
yeah,
just like I'm just like after a while I just wake up and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I just want to feel a rush to get my morning completed so I can sit and watch football. Like that's all I want to do.
Well, I definitely get that. The NFL is coming through for you.
It is.
We're looking at Wednesday, play 2 games on Christmas, and then you have a Thursday game, and then
I'm
you
bad at the
have.
Christmas games though.
I
That
know it's
I
annoying.
know. Yeah, I'm bad
Uh,
at that. Streaming service, NBA on Christmas Day. It's Christmas. Like I got shit to do. Like I don't have like it's the one day in my life where it's like, can I have this? Like, can I
yeah,
not be worried about watching football today? Because you know I'm going to. Like,
right.
yeah, it's just and it's a universal day too. It's not like it's like your anniversary or your birthday where it's a personal thing. Like no,
Right.
it's universally Christmas. Like even people that don't celebrate Christmas know that shit that they got to go do that day is closed. Like don't make
Yes.
me watch football this day. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then we have football
I'm gonna watch
Saturday,
though.
Sunday, and Monday as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, the NFL season's hyping up here. This is some good
and
games
2 weeks
going.
left. I guess 2.2. I don't know what the percentages are. What? Excuse
Yeah,
me.
so one of my big points I would like to make before we talk about recaps and get into this weekend, Week 16 finale, safe hits, legal hits, pulling up from big hits. I hate it. Like I don't know. I know it's better for the players and people aren't getting murdered, but like our day of football is where you see that inside pass that Baker just got that guy killed on.
Yeah.
Like when people are catching those, like when you're throwing it 25, 30 yards over the middle on a slant route and dude is looking back at the ball and goes to reach, the moment his hand touches that ball, Ed Reed, Ryan Clark, Darren Williams,
Brian
John
Dawkins.
Lynch, they are ripping your soul from your fucking body. And
Yeah.
I've watched probably 3 or 4 times in this game alone now where that's happening because Baker likes to throw those balls and so
Yes.
does Cooper Rush. They will catch it and just like everyone nearby just kind of tries to do like the two-hand push thing and they end up getting like an extra 6 or 7 yards because like they're diving forward. So
Right.
like it has finally just become so visual how much the rules have like catered to the offense now and like if you light someone up, and I'm not even saying that it's wrong, I'm just kind of saying I miss it. Like I just miss being
Right.
naive to the fact that these people were like gonna forget what day it was later in life, and they're gonna forget who their wife is and shit, and like that's terrible. But like I miss watching those hits
They made
so
enough
much.
money, right?
They made like they're good, like they're fine. Like who cares what day it is if you got bread and you're on a yacht, but. Yeah, so yeah, that's one where like I've seen it so much. Like now where like I see it, I go, like I brace myself for the hit, and then like they just like all kind of stand around and just kind of like make sure he goes
Right.
to the ground, and he gains like an extra 4, 5, 6, 7 yards. And I'm like, dude, Dawkins would have never like. There's no way he's letting you get through for like he's hitting you head to head. He's breaking your neck or his. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But you're not getting 3 or 4 more yards. Like you already got the first down. That's enough. Go down.
Yeah.
And instead, yeah, now all the safeties and DBs are just kind of like chilling and letting people go down, and I hate it. So yeah, I saw it earlier, and I was like, I hate that this is happening. But
Yeah. No, I
I know
definitely
it's
agree with
for,
you.
for the safety of the players.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But
It's,
it's just a little bit of that. Like I miss the old days. I
there's-
miss people getting fucked up.
There's a nostalgia behind going and watching those videos of
When you
big
type in
hits.
greatest football hits, we've all. It's like
Yeah.
that's like a common meme where people say like this is what separates boys from men. It's like once you've seen this video, like
Yeah.
and it's like if you hear your girl watching this video, you know she's been somewhere recently because it's like why are you watching that? Like yeah, you hear that fucking here comes the boom, and then you see Reggie Bush get hit by Sheldon, and
Yep.
then or whoever it was, and
Yeah.
then you see that college football like Nebraska player get
Yeah.
hit, and then like yeah, you're just like locked in.
Yeah.
And I see we're all like eating cereal at like 10, like this is great shit. Like watching
Right.
people get absolutely obliterated. You're like, perfect.
Yep.
I love this.
Yeah.
Start it over. I want to watch it one more time. I want to watch it again. Yeah, we've all seen the greatest NFL hits 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just don't have those anymore. If people did that now, they'd literally get banned for life. And
Yeah,
that's
right.
just unfortunate. So
Yeah.
but yeah, anyway, that's my one on my sad takeaway from this weekend. But
Thanks for
other
coming to
than
my
that-
TED Talk.
Yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Other than that, we did just mention a couple minutes ago about how this was a pretty straightforward weekend with the exception of like 1 or 2 games. Like this was a pretty
Yeah.
like everything as expected kind of went how we thought. So
Yeah, I agree with that. There wasn't anything that was like super crazy. There were a couple games that were like, oh, and then it kind of went
nothing
as
Which
expected
was
from
kind
the
of like
game.
how it was for college football too. Like we had
Yeah.
those ones where it was like, wait a minute, oh, they're still down 4 touchdowns. Like
Yeah.
this isn't anything. This is nothing.
Yeah.
Or oh my god, wait. Oh, they're both eliminated from the playoffs. Okay, never mind. Who cares?
Yeah. I do just want to touch on this game real quick. Michael Penix Jr. in his first game, 18 completions, 202 yards, and an interception, but he does get the W over the New York Giants, keeps them in the playoff hunt, especially with the score of the Cowboys-Bucks game. This could be huge for the Falcons' playoff hopes if the Cowboys hold on for this W.
Yep.
But
I think they were playing that game probably anticipating not even being in the playoffs anyway. Like they were
Right.
It was just like, oh fuck you, let's win this game kind of thing. For like the Falcons have to win every game anyway, but
yeah,
it's now extra important that now like you're looking at Penix possibly getting some playoff time. Like
Right.
it could happen. So
yeah.
and I don't think
think
that there was a way in hell that the Giants were going to lose that game to begin with because they
Yeah.
are first place for Travis Hunter or Shadur Sanders or whoever they.
They
So-
weren't this week. They flipped with I think the Raiders going
So
into the week.
Giants only have 2 wins. Raiders, Patriots, Titans, and Jags and Browns all have 3.
Now,
The
right?
Giants- Yeah. So
Yeah, because the
Giants-
Raiders won today, so they had 2. So the Raiders were the number 1 pick going into this week,
You're saying
Yeah.
okay, I see what you're
and
saying.
now they're not. Now they're at least the 2, if not more.
Right. So the Giants lost their game and they've solidified their 1 seed. So now
Yeah.
that they have a game up,
They're the
think
sole
that-
leaders of the number 1
yeah.
pick.
With 2 games left, there's no way they're like, come on guys, let's get a win out here. Let's fuck this.
They
up.
play-
Let's get the 6th pick instead. Like
Yeah.
there's just no way.
They play the Colts and then the Eagles in Week 17. So I agree with you, and hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah.
Lions beat up on the Bears. No real surprise there. Lions looked good again. So good for them. Bengals come out, keep their playoff hopes alive, and beat up the Browns 24-6.
I saw during that game they did the blind resume where it was like most passing yards, most passing touchdowns,
Yeah.
highest consistent passer rating. Oh, it's Joe Burrow. And he
Yeah.
plays for the dog shit Bengals. Like
Yeah,
he should absolutely be in the MVP race with Saquon,
Right.
Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. And it's just like yeah, but his team's ass. And
yeah,
like, it just sucks. Like that. Like looking at that too. Like this is my. Yet again, didn't think I'd have one, but my PMT plug slides in just based on random conversation. But they, all credit where it's due, they had brought up that Like, could Zach Taylor be on the hot seat that they bring in some crazy defensive-minded coach, like a Rex Ryan type deal, where Jamar and Joe are clearly good.
Yeah,
Let them fucking play high school football. Let's focus on getting the defense to be an
dude.
after the
If
quarterback
you get an
monster.
average defense for them, they're gonna
Average
win
defense
games.
for the yeah.
It'll
They
look like the
lost
Bills.
however many one score games this year. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. They and that's where everyone anticipated them being. They lost that opening game against the Patriots. We all were like, well, what the fuck?
yeah,
And then they had week 2 against the Chiefs, and it was like, okay, we'll give them a little bit of slack, 0-2.
yeah.
And then they've just dropped so many, like the Dolphins game, like Browns, like just so many other games where it was like, guys, what the hell are we doing? So
I mean, I'm just looking through their schedule right now. They scored 33 points and lost. They scored 38
yeah,
points and
that was
lost.
the other thing is how
They
many
scored
points they
34
scored and
points and
lose.
lost, 27 and lost, 38 and lost. Like
Goddamn.
you're scoring 30 plus points and losing these football games.
I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but watching Baker laugh at about a throw, he just threw as funny as fuck. He just tried to throw a deep ball, overthrew a 50-yard. If you're watching it now,
Yeah, I'm
are
watching
you
the
watching
replay
the
now.
replay? Right?
Yeah.
He overthrows the
Oh my
60-yard
God.
ball by like 10 yards, and then he laughs about it. Like, he looks back, the camera spins to him, and he's just kind of like, shit. I mean, too
My
much
bad.
time in the gym. Yeah, too much time in the gym. What do you want me to do? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he chucks it. Even the receivers like, how the fuck did you? What do you want me to do about that? Like, what am I supposed to do about that?
Yeah. But yeah, if you're the Bengals, you just need an average defense and you'll look like
Yeah,
the Bills
that's it.
this year.
Yep. Yeah, and that's it. And it just sucks that like they could have had like they're gonna put everything they have into just maybe making the playoffs based on every other per team helping them, and then end up on the road on the Bills or in the
Yeah.
Chiefs or whatever. Like they're gonna give it everything they have this year to just barely make it and have to beat the best teams early on. But if they do, like if they get it, like they're a team that like I would not want in the playoffs. If I'm the Bills, the Ravens, the Texans, the
You
Steelers,
think?
the Bengals, like yeah, because they are like if they make it, it's because things are finally clicking.
That's
Like
fair.
too late, a little late than never, but like it's like they are finally clicking. They won their last couple of games. They're on a hot streak. I would not want to play the Bengals on a hot streak, getting their shit together. Like
Yeah.
the Bengals all season, of course, they've been dog shit, but first week of the playoffs, yeah, I have no interest in playing the
That's
Bengals
fair.
like that. Yeah, like that would suck. So
Yeah, that's fair.
because Joe and Jamar are getting in the end zone 2 or 3 times that game.
Right,
So
yeah.
like now you have to counter that. with
Either
4
him or
5
T.
touchdowns.
Higgins. Yeah.
Yeah, like somebody's getting in the end zone. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving
Moving to
on.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, the Colts. Jonathan Taylor basically ran wild and destroyed my fantasy playoff hopes.
I'd
So
say only did because of your fantasy.
yeah, yeah, he knew.
Is it back-to-back
218 yards and 3
championships?
touchdowns.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So is what it is. The Colts end up winning that game over the Titans, 38-30. Weird score here in the Rams Jets game, 19-9 Rams.
Yeah, 9-19's not a common one.
Yeah. So
Which is even odd too, because the Jets were the one that scored a touchdown and didn't get the extra point.
right.
So.
Yeah.
The Jets are just such a dumpster fire as well. It's such an odd team to watch because it's like they have Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers and then he's doing Netflix shit, and it's just like so much drama surrounding New York now, and it's just
Yeah.
a silly situation. But yeah, I've heard the rumor of it might also be a PMT plug, but I actually don't think this one was. I think this was someone else. But they had said about what about Aaron Rodgers and Devontae to the Giants? Because they're already in New York. It'd be a conference swap, blah, blah, blah. They need a quarterback. Like, he hates playing for the Jets. He'd rather play for Mara than Johnson, like, as far as owners and shit. And I was just like, damn, but, like, logistically, I don't think it makes sense. And if I'm the Giants, like, and I'm the number one pick, like, I'm
Right.
not signing Rodgers. Like,
Yeah.
But also, if you have the number one pick, like, you can get someone else and then bring Rodgers in. Like, I don't know. Like,
Do you
you're
take
basically
Travis
playing-
Hunter and have Devontae Adams and
with
Aaron
throwing the
Rodgers?
ball,
Yeah.
like Devin Singletary as your back is goofy as fuck, but that's your second round pick basically is looking
Yeah.
for a running back. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much like the joke was that like the Giants are pretty much just 2 years behind the Jets, and they're basically playing Microsoft Explorer at that point. Or 2 years ago, the Jets are like, well, maybe he'll come in and win a Super Bowl, and now 2 years later, after 2 dog shit years, 1 injury and 1 bad year, the Giants are like, well, maybe he'll do it for us. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it just would be funny to see. But yeah, so it's sad to see, though, because you want to see Aaron Rodgers balling out. Like, he's one of the best to ever do it, regardless of thoughts on him. Like, he's got top 10, 15, 20, no matter how you cut it. So, sucks to see him being so bad on a New York Jet team. But, yeah, take me away. Tell me what went wrong in the next game.
Jalen Hurts getting hurt. That's
Yeah.
really
That's
all I
it.
have to say.
That's all.
No, I
Jalen Hurts getting hurt on offense caused the defense to let up 22 fourth
dude.
quarter points.
Yeah, I
I
just
saw that and I was like, 22 fourth quarter points is wild.
yeah. I felt like the whole game was both teams doing their best to lose the game.
Yeah, neither team
Um,
really wanted to win it.
yeah, like I know Jalen got hurt, and then CJ got kicked out on defense, and like I don't know, like the Red Commanders rather.
Mm.
They just kept fumbling the football to start the game. Like they had 5 turnovers, and then Jaden Daniels just comes out and balls out. So like props to him. As an Eagles fan, I'm kind of happy about it. Um, it like I don't want to go into the playoffs on a 14 game win streak.
Yeah,
So
you
like
got to lose one eventually.
right.
So like, don't do it in the
So
playoffs.
yeah, so like to drop this to the Redskins, Commanders, to drop this to the Commanders is just like I'm
It's a
almost happy about it.
it's a swallowable one. Where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, they are a good team. We were worried about them.
And like
They were ahead of you early in the season. Like they
yeah.
kind of fell apart, but like they have people.
And like they're really fighting for their playoff life here. I mean
Yes,
they had
they are.
I think a 1 game lead going into the week. It's now up to 2 because of the way everything fell this weekend. But yeah, like they're fighting for their playoff lives, and like we're kind of like 1 seed ish, but
Yeah,
like realistically, we're gonna be 2 seed almost, unless we lose to the Cowboys and Giants. We're probably gonna be the 2 seed, or we will, because like
I do
the
love that you
Rams and
guys are
the
having one of
Bucks
those
aren't catching
years
us.
that's like roller coasters. It was like 2-0 going to the Super Bowl, lose 3 in a row or 2 in a row or whatever.
Yeah,
Five
2-2,
fire Sirianni, we're fucking dog shit. We're the worst
10 game
team
win
ever.
streak. Yeah,
10 game win streak, lose one of the Commanders. Now everyone's like, who the fuck are we? What are we doing? But yeah,
yeah,
you guys have had one of those years where it's like now you could literally end up 1 seed or 6, like whatever. Like it could fall anyway, and it makes sense. But to
yeah,
lose Giants Cowboys to end the year would make total Philadelphia sense. But
yeah. It would.
like you have the quality of a team that you should dog walk both of them. But
Yeah,
Philadelphia sense would say, watch this shit, and then you guys lose both by a
yeah.
touchdown or
I
two.
If we lose both, it's because we don't have a quarterback. So Jalen Hurts is out with a concussion.
Yeah.
I like pray he comes back just like I would any other player. But if he doesn't, Kenny Pickett's getting X-rays tomorrow on his chest. So like, uh, I was not happy when we signed him to begin with. But like now we're looking at the third string, and if I'm being honest, I don't even know who that is. Off the top of my head. Depth chart loading. Tanner McKee.
What's cool?
Oh, I know.
Click him.
Click him. Stanford. He was inactive today. He was the 6th round pick in 2023. So
Damn. I watched it earlier and I just watched it. There's a slow mo video on Twitter of Jalen Hurts getting fucking hit too, and like he stands up and looks at the ref and is like, "I'm good."
yeah,
And the ref's like, "Get your ass off the fucking
yeah,
field, dog." And he's like, "Why? What, bro? Like, why? Why?" Like, yeah, he fucking looks like he's trying to find the ref. He's like 2 feet ahead. He's like, "I'm good." He
yeah,
said, "Get your ass out of here, dog."
yeah. It wasn't
No way.
great by any
Yeah,
means.
so that's tough. Yeah. Also, speaking of injuries, real quick, because we didn't really touch on Saturday football. Also Thursday football is fucking dog shit. We live streamed that the Broncos lost. That was so fucking
We
stupid.
did, yeah.
Stupid free kick and fucking dumbass roughing the pat or rough unnecessary roughness or whatever it was. It was so dumb. But Saturday football, Justice Hill got hit so hard he like broke his
yeah.
neck and didn't get up. That was insane. And then Tank Dell broke his fucking leg
Yeah.
by his own player.
So he was
like,
released from
Nico,
the hospital today.
Yeah, that's it. So everything's looking good, but obviously definitely out for the season.
Right.
And so now no Stephon Diggs, no Tank Dell. So yeah, Texans are in a tough spot. Jalen Hurts going down could be scary. Could be scary, but I guess we shall see how that plays out as well.
For sure. So yeah, I think this game meant more to the Commanders, and I think that's what you kind of saw in the game. They kind of said like, "Hey, we're the home team," and Jaden Daniels, like, props to him. He came out and balled out. I don't know if you could come up with another offensive player of the year, or offensive rookie of the year rather.
Yeah, no,
I
that's people have
I
been
don't know
talking
who
about the
you.
Knicks, and like I just again like we've been squeaking by. Like Daniels has been balling out. Like they have the
Yeah,
same amount of passing yards and shit, but like Jaden is just playing such a
he
different
has
game.
those
He's
like
playing
moments. You know what I
yes,
mean?
and
Where
that's what
Bo
like I
Nix
talked
is
about
just
before. Like
like
he
level.
looks cool, calm, and collected. Like this, like he's learning. This is his baseline. Give him some time. Bo looks scared to death, like he's running around, and this is as good as it's gonna get. So
Yeah,
like yeah, like I have faith that Jaden, and it sucks for you guys as Eagles fans, but like yeah, I have faith that Jaden Daniels is gonna be a problem for
yeah,
a handful of years to come. If the Redskins don't fuck up and keep good pieces around him, and like people have talked about that
yeah,
being a free agent destination now, like as long as the new ownership in Washington doesn't fuck this up, I think Jaden could have a really good career.
for sure.
But
You're
we
definitely not
shall
wrong.
see.
Yeah. Moving right along though, Cardinals go to overtime with the Panthers, 36-30. So like, I guess that's cool. But like, really, I think the Panthers they may have won the game, but they really lost because they got another
Yeah, they
win.
fucked themselves out of the
So
draft pick, and the Cardinals, who were really
yeah,
fighting for a playoff spot, they are my team. Like we talked about, the most what the fuck team of the year. Like, are you
yeah,
good or not? Like, we really
right,
do not know. And this is another one where now it's backed up. Like, they played a good game the previous week, and then they lose to the Panthers. So yet
yeah,
again, was Kyler playing Call of Duty this week or not? And yeah, yeah. What a he had 262 yards and a touchdown, but still, it's just like the Cardinals cannot seem to beat the shitty teams and get over that hump.
yeah.
And they got
Um,
themselves eliminated from the playoffs today, if I remember that correctly. Yeah, Cardinals were eliminated
yeah,
today. So yeah, with the Eagles lost and then the Cardinals lost, they bumped
yeah.
themselves out of there. So yep,
The next game was actually kind of entertaining. I
solid
also
game.
think that was the last 1 o'clock game, right?
Last 1 o'clock game. Yeah.
Yeah. So then moving into the 4 o'clock games, Vikings at Seahawks. Vikings end up winning 27-24. I really thought my Seahawks were gonna do it.
Yeah.
I was really pulling for them. I
When
took
the
them to win the
Vikings
division, and they're
when the
now a game
Vikings
behind the
start off
Rams.
slow
But
like that, like you just feel like they're not going to get it going.
yeah,
Because like Darnold isn't that guy to just like turn a team around and get him. Like he's not an A Rod, he's not a Peyton, he's not a Roethlisberger.
right.
Like he's not that guy. But he did it today. Like it just like you could tell they were struggling and they could not get the offense going.
Yeah,
Like they were out to the early lead, but then like the Seahawks just felt like they were in command of the game, and then yeah, the Vikings just scored that late touchdown and put it away. Aaron Jones, yeah, I noticed that too. Even in the box score, there, 18 for 67 yards. Like he was one where
yeah,
just everyone anticipated him to have such a big game this week, and it just
yeah.
did not show up. Like the
With
Seahawks
Jonathan
needed a
Taylor would have had a
priority.
game like that.
Yeah, priority to shut
But
him down. So.
who did show up? Justin Jefferson, 10 receptions, 144 yards, and 2 tutties.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did
that's
that.
not surprising. Uh,
No,
it
kids
still
balling the
hurts
fuck
my
out. It's
soul
crazy.
because the Eagles drafted Jalen Rager over Justin Jefferson.
This is one
So,
that's weird
like,
because
whatever.
Dak is Dak, but we drafted Paxton Lynch over Dak Prescott. I remember I could tell you, I could walk you into Camp Hill Chipotle and be like, all right, Mike was standing there, Jasper was standing there, I was standing here, Tim was standing there. Like, I could tell you where we all were when I was like, I hope the Broncos don't draft Paxton Lynch tomorrow and we just get Dak Prescott. Like, I just really, and they were all like, who the fuck's Dak Prescott? And I was like, I just really hope we get Dak Prescott. Like, Paxton Lynch, I don't think is the right one. Sure enough, next fucking day, we trade down and the Cowboys move up and they get Dak and we drop and we get Paxton and I forget who else we got, but we missed out on Dak Prescott and it was a huge fucking miss because at the
Is it?
time with the team we had, felt like he was the most pro-ready player that could have stepped in. That was the right after Peyton team, so it was like if we get a decent quarterback, we could keep this running for a year or two still. And we
Fair
brought
enough.
Paxton in, Paxton, Brock, Trevor Simeon. Like that's when that all started. So like
Yeah.
no one knew who the starter was. Nobody got anything going, and we've been dog shit ever since. So like yeah, that was the year where I just was like Dak is the guy, and then he went to the Cowboys, and I was like all right, fuck that guy, but Paxton's the guy. And then right away it was like this is a shit show. This is not it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so no, I feel that all too well. We're seeing draft picks that just like yeah, Dak Prescott over Paxton Lynch is not quite Justin Jefferson over Jalen Rager. That has got to keep you up at night. But
It's when every time I see it, I'm like, fuck, man.
yeah,
Like,
you see him hitting the fucking gritty, and you're like,
yeah.
you could have been in Philly, dog. Like
Yeah.
Philly would
But
have
like
loved you, and Philly would have loved him too. Like,
on the complete flip side of that coin, though, like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so if we have Justin Jefferson, we probably don't have AJ Brown, we probably don't have Devontae
true.
Smith. Like
I mean,
there's there's a whole bunch of things that
If
fall
the
out
Vikings
from that.
call Howie today and go AJ and Devontae for Justin straight up. Justin's wearing green next Sunday. Like that
No,
is
no, no.
happening. Like,
I definitely understand, but like you get where I'm
but yeah,
coming from. Like
yeah, I
there's
see it, bro. Like,
that
building a
butterfly
balanced
effect.
offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got other pieces from it, but
Yeah.
getting a Justin Jefferson in Philly would have been
Yeah.
fucking
I
wild.
I did
That would have
forget
been
to
one of the highest jersey sales in the country.
Oh, for sure. I did forget to mention this when we talked about the Eagles game. We are 2 dropped footballs away. Saquon dropped a 4th down pass against the Falcons, and Devontae today 3rd down against the Commanders, from being 14-1. And
Who's your other the Buccaneers? So that
the
was a game
Bucks,
that
yeah.
you legitimately lost.
Yeah.
And then
So
I've
like
just been
it's
on a tear ever
yeah,
since.
it's like I can deal with these losses because either of those players, Saquon and Devontae, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna make that catch.
Make that play. It's a rare
And
play
yeah,
that they drop.
and so like I can handle that. It's gonna happen. We're not the Chiefs just getting lucky into these wins. We're it's what it is. Anyways, I digress. Moving on. A game that I thought was like the whole game. You're just like, is this really gonna happen?
Is this gonna happen?
Is it? Is
this
it?
gonna happen?
Is it?
Yeah. Again,
Bills.
I was in tune, but
Yeah.
this can't happen.
Right. Bills did end up winning though. Bills 24, Patriots 21.
On a dumbass backwards pass.
Yeah.
That's what really led to the momentum shift was the Bills scoring on that backward pass. Like up until that point, the Patriots offense was pushing enough and running enough time that like it was like, damn, this could happen. Like
Right.
Drake isn't balling out, but he's doing enough that they could keep in this game. And then they throw that backward pass, the Bills score, and now the Patriots are fighting uphill, and it just never got it done. So yeah, Bills win 24-21 in a close one. In Buffalo, though, they moved to 12-3, so they're still second place. We're right behind the Chiefs.
Yep.
So.
They have that pressure on the Chiefs, so they're doing what they need to, but that hourglass is running out, as they say. A game nobody cares about, the Raiders.
Literally, I was like, what a fucking dog shit
Yeah.
game.
Raiders win 19-14 over the Jags. I don't even care about anything that happened in this game.
2-3 win teams, nobody fighting for a playoff spot, nobody really fighting for a draft pick. Yeah, literally don't give a shit. The Raiders won, who cares?
And then the final 4:00 game, the Dolphins defeat the 49ers 29-17, keeping their playoff hopes alive, right?
Yep. And ending the 49ers playoff hopes. Yep, Dolphins 7 wins.
Dolphins
if the Broncos
stay in it,
lose out, the Colts or the Dolphins win out, they have a chance to sneak in that 6 or 7 seed. So, yeah, the Broncos, because we dropped Thursday night, we're now behind the Chargers, so we're looking at a 7 seed sneaking into the playoffs, which is just not a great place to be because we're going to be in fucking Buffalo, but do me a favor, text Kaylee after this and just be like, I don't know, Dane would probably really like Buffalo playoff tickets. I'm just saying, like, no big deal. But I know it's a week before your birthday, but Dane would really like to go.
I have a buddy that has season tickets. I'll ask him if he gets them. Yeah,
let him know.
Big Bills guy.
Hey, I have a friend that would love to just tag along with you.
Yeah. So yeah, then we're in tonight's game. 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Dallas is currently leading 26-17 over the Bucks. I don't say this very often, so clip it now. Go Cowboys. Really.
Wait, one more time, clear.
Yeah. For whatever reason, the Eagles just seem to struggle against the Bucks. So
I was just trying to say what he really means when he says "Go Cowboys" is, "Hey, I'm scared of the Bucks," which is equally as funny. So clip both. Like it's AJ saying, "I'm scared of the Bucks," as he's saying, "Go Cowboys." Like those are the same translations,
right?
Because
Google Translate.
The Eagles, for whatever reason, just Baker or Tom Brady, like they have this knack to just drop a game to the Bucks that they shouldn't. So
yeah,
I would want to avoid them in the playoffs as well, but. And then real quick too, like I said, we kind of breezed over it, but we had Saturday football this week that we didn't get to touch on. The Chiefs beat the Texans.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
His leg, but the Chiefs win 27-19. That is recording right now. Go back upstairs. Go back upstairs right now. Nope, go upstairs with mommy real quick. And then the Ravens beat the Steelers in Baltimore, so they split the season series. They were 1-1. They lost in Pittsburgh as usual, but came back out and they were pretty in control the whole time. That's another one where 34-17. Looks prettier than it was. It really didn't feel like it was even that close. Like the Ravens were pretty significantly in control of that game. So
I really thought that was for the division lead, but I guess not because the Steelers still have the tiebreaker.
Yep. Yeah. Conference percentage or whatever.
Yeah. Based on win percentage and conference games. Yeah.
Yeah, which is such an odd deal. But yeah, I guess it makes sense. So yeah,
I
'cause
think
the
that's the
Steelers are
second
7-3, the
tiebreaker.
Ravens are 6-4,
Yeah.
and the Steelers have Chiefs Bengals, so 2 conference games left, and the Ravens have Texas Browns, so 2 conference games left. Yeah, so that is gonna be an interesting way for that to tie out because they're both 10-5. They both
Yeah.
have 2 conference games left.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then
if they both win out, it stays as is. And if it gets split, it gets split.
tomorrow night we have the Saints traveling up to the Great North to take on the Packers. The Packers are minus 14-point favorites.
That's actually kind of crazy because like
That's
Saints
big
have these
crazy in the
moments where,
NFL.
like, yeah, they're not that bad, but like I guess they're just not. But I mean, Spencer Rattler and the team were working out in the fridge or something, or the walk-in. Did you see that?
No.
So the Saints coach,
The walk-in cooler.
yes, Saints coach walk-in freezer. They did to attempt to prepare for the Wisconsin weather. Janako had Spencer Rattler and Jake Hayner run through plays in the cafeteria freezer set at a frosty 10 degrees. Hopefully it's not 10 degrees at Lambeau, but we'll be ready, Rattler said this week. So they were in the fucking cafeteria. Can you imagine the lunch ladies walking in there and there's just like a coach and 3 quarterbacks talking about plays and shit, and they're like, we gotta win this week. We gotta fucking win this week. Like, I don't know what you want to tell us, but we gotta win. So yeah, so the Saints are doing odd shit where yet another PMT plug, but they've talked about that. Oh my god, what a tackle! What the fucking
Yeah.
like, ah, damn. They've talked about this before. Where like anytime a coach comes out, I think it might have even been the Saints coach or like the Raiders coach. Like a bad team came out at one point and we're like, well, we put the guys through some tackling drills this week and blah 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 blah, and it was like, aren't you in the NFL? Like, you should know how to tackle. Like, what do you mean tackling drills? Like, they had Gruden on where he was like, everyone does tackling drills when teams are tackling and the coaches are pissed. You don't say you're doing tackling drills. You just don't. He was like, you don't put that out there. You don't say that. Like, it's basically like saying my team's soft, but without saying it. He's like, it's just not something you want to do. But yeah, I feel like this is one of those where Spencer Rattler was like, yeah, you had us in the walk-in freezer doing plays, and the coach is probably like, that was just something to get him hyped up because he's dumb. Now I look like the asshole because I had teams in the fucking walk-in, but yeah, Saints eliminated from playoff contention, fucking doing plays in the walk-in freezer to get ready for Green Bay is absolutely hysterical. Green Bay having 10 wins and not being clinched in a playoff spot is also hysterical. The NFC is so wild.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, Packers and Commanders both 10 wins, not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
As of now. So, I mean, in the playoffs, but not clinched. So, just wild to see.
Sure was.
But yeah. Anything else? We have Saturday football, Sunday. Yeah. Oh, then what do we have coming up on Thursday? Yeah, because we won't have a Wednesday episode. Ugh. Relax. I hear you. So Wednesday football. Yeah. So this week, so Christmas Day, we have Kansas City at Pittsburgh. Kansas City by 2.5, under 43.5 points. Baltimore at Houston. -4 for Baltimore, 46.5 is the spread. Both games on Netflix, which we hate, but love, I guess. But I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
Having to switch back and forth between streaming services is going to be a fucking nightmare. YouTube TV to Netflix is going to be a disaster. But yeah, because I'm watching the NBA on Christmas Day. Like, that's what you're supposed to watch when Christmas Day starts at noon. The shit runs till midnight. Like,
yeah, you can't do your Christmas quadruple box.
I mean, I can, but it's just like, I hate it. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'll probably end up watching football on my phone, honestly, because like, like I'll have it up there and I'll basketball on the TV, so you'll see how it goes. But yeah, and then Thursday game we'll be live for if all goes to plan. But yeah, we should be live, good to go. But Seattle, Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be one where Chicago's putting up, just trying to play spoiler and kick the Seahawks out of the playoffs because they're not eliminated yet. But one more loss and they will be definitely eliminated. So.
Yeah, we'll try to be better this week with an AI photo post, but also it's Christmas, so I don't make any promises.
Tonight or tomorrow, that way it's done and it's up all week.
There you go. Great idea. All right. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's it.
All right, cool. We will see you all Thursday. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Enjoy some time with family.
Thank you,
like
Derek.
and subscribe. And I will jump us out with a fun fact. It is
my night up.
Called a fortnight because it's 14 nights. A fortnight is 15 days. not the video game.
Why is the game Fortnite called Fortnite? The name of the game Fortnite comes from an Old English term fortnight, which means a period of 2 weeks. The name likely plays on the idea of survival over a limited period. Interesting. Because as soon as you said that, it was for whatever reason, like the first time in my brain where I was like, oh, Fortnite the video game and the term Fortnite are
Right.
not the same. Like,
No.
they're not. Like, that is like, it never occurred to me that Fortnite was like, when I see Fortnite spelled that way, I'm like, that's a proper noun. Like, that's a term in itself, exists all by itself. It's not a noun that I would
Yeah.
use anywhere else. Just the other day, I forget what I was watching, but somebody had told me that the word Hulk is a noun. It's a regular noun because you can Hulk something, like
Yeah.
you Hulk over someone. It's like
Right.
the shadow over them. Didn't know that. Thought the Hulk was like a legitimate name for something. So I was like, damn, it was a prank video. Fuck, I wish I'll have to find the podcast. Shout out to whatever fucking podcast it was. They do this thing where it was like wholesome pranks, and he calls into this place. And he goes, "Hey, this is the library, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Can I help you?" And he's like, "Yeah. I'm playing Scrabble with my friends, and I'm in the bathroom right now. Here are the letters. Can you write them down and give me a word?" And she starts like cracking about it. She's like, "Yeah, I got you. Tell me what you got." And he reads her some letters. Like he's sitting there on a podcast in his studio, and she comes back and she's like, "Here are your 2 options." And he's like, "All right." So like, I can use Hulk. Isn't that a proper noun though? She's like, "No, it says here that it's a regular noun and it means to like Hulk over." And she's like giggling on the phone and shit. And he's like, "All right, thank you so much. Have a blessed day. I'm gonna go win Scrabble now. Bye." And like hangs out like, but it's fucking hysterical. And that's where I learned that Hulk means to like Hulk over something and not just the big green guy. But yeah, the Fortnite thing. Did not know that a fortnight was called a fortnight because it was 2 weeks. Also, didn't know that Fortnite had any naming of Fortnite based on the word Fortnite, and it, for whatever reason, was the first time it ever occurred to me.
Fair enough. Well, you learn something new every day, right?
Love it.
All right,
Learn
yeah,
something
buddy.
good.
Take care.
All right.
Okay, holiday.
GG's.
We'll
Merry
pick you up
Christmas.
Thursday evening.
Oh, Baker stripped. Hold on.
He's
Nope. Elbow
down.
down. Elbow down. Elbow down. Baker down. Baker down. All right. GG's, everyone.
Appreciate y'all.